Start. All right, what's up, guys? Welcome back to the New Generation Bodybuilding podcast. Here again with everyone, coming at you with a special episode. One topic. Basically, we're just going to touch on mental health, and it fits in with the time of what's happened recently and recent events. So, as you may all know, Luke Sandoe, IFBB Pro, has sadly passed away a couple of days ago. It's a big loss for one, the bodybuilding world, but two, just the world. Like, he was a genuine person, father. He was young, so much potential, but apparently he's had demons in his head from before starting bodybuilding. So obviously I'm not going to sit here and pretend like he was my mate. I knew him and we knew each other like on name basis and stuff. I worked at Muscle Works for a bit, and we were with each other like, every day, spoke to each other. He was nothing but nice to me, nothing but nice to everyone. He was just a genuine person, and it is a very big loss for everyone involved, especially close friends and family. I'll put a link in the description. There's a GoFundMe or a GoFundMe page or something where you can donate money, which goes to his family. So I'll put that in the description if anyone wants to be nice and donate. But apart from that, we're just going to touch on mental health awareness and just like what you can do if you have these types of feelings or whatever. So who would want to start on that?
Well, we could just have a discussion. What would you say, Jamie?
This is going to be a serious one, so there's not going to be.
And let me just, and I will just say first. We'll say first. We are none of us by no means are psychologists or mental health therapists or anything.
No, we're not experts.
We're just giving our own sort of thoughts on it and our own experiences, maybe what we do to kind of keep ourselves going during the day and stuff like that. But
it's own personal preference, isn't it? That's all we're going off of, own personal. And
if it can help someone here, then that's a job
even
well
one
done.
person.
So
if you can help one person, that's a win.
100%.
Literally. So I think we should discuss. But I think we should discuss about like the lockdown situation right now, and sort of obviously because that's the situation everyone's in. There's literally everyone in the UK right now. Pretty much everyone in the world is in lockdown. So everyone's going to be in the same situation as you're stuck in that kind of. That feeling of we're in lockdown in our homes can easily play on our minds, and we can think like, you kind of feel trapped in a sense, and you might even feel trapped in your own thoughts. You've got a lot of time to think. So I think, firstly, it's just important to try and stay as busy as possible. Keep your mind ticking. Keep doing so. The thing I wanted to talk about as well is because a lot of us guys, all us five in general, we're very sociable people. Forget the gym, like in general, we're sociable people. A lot of the time when we're in the gym, we enjoy the social side to it. We enjoy the social side to it as well as like going to the gym and training. So I think you've got to try and stay busy, man. Like
100%. Because what I was gonna say is, at the beginning of lockdown, I'd say even up until like last week, I was really busy all of lockdown, and the weeks were kind of flying by. Now I'm not as busy, and the kind of reality of lockdown is setting in. So what I think I'm drawing from that is by staying busy, it was almost like it didn't even feel like lockdown. So in terms of a practical takeaway that you guys can have, just try and like within lockdown, don't just like, you might be tempted to spend your time just, watching Netflix the whole time. Obviously there's still time for that. We've got lots of time in the day, but try to dedicate at least some of the day to self-improvement, whether that's physical, if it's mental in terms of trying to learn something, spiritual, everything. Like we've got a lot of time now, and if you use the time wisely, it can not feel as bad. Like obviously it's not going to feel amazing, it's not like outside, you can make it a bit better for yourself by staying
touching
busy,
on that as well, just about a routine as well. Nathaniel, you probably have a routine, innit? What you do, try and keep doing the same thing everything. Obviously it's not going to be as regimented as usual, like it's not going to happen, but again, just knowing what you're going to do and planning what you're going to do before the day starts just really gives you a kick start to just know exactly what you're going to be doing.
I think one of the biggest things with mental health especially is having that routine, and especially something like lockdown, having a routine stripped away from you is very much like, right, you've got all this time to think now, so you overthink. 100% you overthink about every little thing because you have that time to think. And I think a lot of the time, once you have no routine and once you have no meaning to an extent, like with us with gym and whatever you do, you have no meaning. It's like, oh, wait, so what am I doing then? Like what? It's like with your A levels, that's stripped away now. I remember so many of my mates, like Elliot, Jamie, turn around and going, wait, what do I do in the evening though? Like,
exactly.
Like, what do I do now? You feel empty. Like, you're like, wait, do I do a workout? Like, should I, like, what do I do in the time that I gave for that certain thing? What do I do? You do feel
touching on that, on what you were saying, I feel like in the past, we saw a lot of our responsibilities as like a chore, but now we kind of miss it because we want to have free time, but we don't want too much free time because we want our lives to have a purpose.
Yeah, 100%.
So I would say trying to find a purpose within lockdown, like, as much as you can, because not going to be the same. Like, obviously you, Connor, you were trying to compete. Obviously I was trying to compete in powerlifting as well. So with those things gone, it's kind of like, what do we do now? But that's why I think a big thing is just like having the grind be your purpose. You get what I mean? So like, you're not necessarily just working for a goal. You're working for continual improvement. Like,
with that as well, I think because we don't have the ability, being in lockdown right now, we don't have the ability to actually act on a lot of these things that we want to do. So a lot of your ideas that you may have, keep thinking of these ideas. I have literally a list on my notes of loads of video ideas and shit. I write down everything on there when I have an idea in my head. They come at the most random times. I think even plotting out what you're going to do post lockdown is important now, and it will keep you busy. Like I was having a conversation with Bobby, big up Bobby Van Dyke. I'm not going to say about what his goals are or whatever, but I was discussing him. He was like, oh, what should I do and stuff. Like, we was literally just saying, like, just plot like what you're going to be doing after. That's going to keep your mind busy, and it's going to keep you even more motivated for after lockdown when we come out. And then you already have these goals that you want to reach and you want to set, and how you're going to achieve them. You can be planning all that right now, even though you can't be doing it.
What I think it is the feeling of uncertainty at the moment, because obviously we're getting gradual information from the government about a light at the end of the tunnel and when they think we're going to come out, but obviously it's not clear. And being uncertain about when you're going to come out of this, like, say if they gave us a certain date, we'd have something to look forward to, but because we don't have that, we're just like stuck in a hole where you just can't do anything, which, like everyone else 100%. Said, you're stuck alone with your thoughts. And without this whole lockdown thing, you go to the gym, you go see your friends, you do stuff which distracts your mind of your own thoughts. But now that you're literally just stuck with it, you have to face them. So the best way to face them is to talk to people about it, because obviously if you hold them in, it's going to get worse. Like, clearly.
100%. I think as well when you say as well, talk to people. Oh yeah. 100%.
Sorry.
Okay. And I was like,
for anyone that doesn't know, we always say 100%. Like, we don't mean to do
it. We're working on it.
We're not laughing, like, we're laughing because of that. Anyway, I think as well with you saying talking to people, that doesn't even have to be about feelings. That's just talking to people in general. Just having conversations with people, like, just having conversations with people mentally does you so much better. Just talking to people, it does do you so much better, especially being in lockdown. You feel very isolated.
And not just on Snapchat, like active
conversation. Not
even
that's one of the reasons why we started this. One, because obviously it's good to like what we're doing and that, but also for our own sakes. Like we used to see.
We look forward to this, man.
We used to see each other quite a lot at the gym,
every week.
Like, very
you
often.
guys would see each other like almost every day. I would see you guys like almost every week. I'd see Connor every time he comes down.
Yeah, exactly. So obviously, not having that, we need to find another way and not just kind of not do it. But
one sec, my mum's calling me. Let me just text her. I don't think she knows I'm doing this podcast.
I think so. Kind of like talking about what happens when you're stuck alone with your own thoughts and kind of isolated away from everything that you used to do and used to be able to do. Kind of linking back to the whole thing with Luke. Obviously, I'm not going to go into too much about it, but he was obviously obsessed with the gym. Like that was his job. It was his life. To have that one main thing for him taken away from him. Also, he's locked down away from his kids. That's a massive factor. He's locked down away from his friends. James,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's had 2 kids and they were with his ex-wife. He was with his new girlfriend. So obviously that's the gym gone, that's his kids gone, everything. So he's kind of isolated, literally just with his thoughts. And that's when it's dangerous, and you do need to speak to someone.
And I think some awareness about that whole situation, about the whole Luke situation. A man with such a strong mindset in the sense of like bodybuilding and just being so driven, a 300-pound juggernaut, literally a juggernaut. Even like anyone can go through stuff like that. It doesn't matter who you are, like anybody.
Kevin Levroni DM. So I was speaking to Kevin Levroni on DM about the whole situation. It's like he replied to my story, and then we had like a full-on conversation about it.
That's sick, man. He's reaching out.
Yeah, I know. Even he said to me, if I didn't have a relationship with the Lord, because obviously he's very religious, he's like, if I didn't have a relationship with the Lord, I would have been gone by now. He said it happens to the best of us. Everyone, people don't understand that even the people at the top of whatever you consider the top, they can get it as well. If Kevin Levroni can get it, if Luke Sandoe can get it,
man,
anyone can get it. It's
and also
Tyson Fury as well. He had
100%. And the thing is, a lot of people associate having money, having wealth, having possessions with happiness. But I think what we see a lot of the time is like, if you're above the level of being like broke, poor, right, and like your needs are met and things like that, more money doesn't necessarily correlate with more happiness. Like you see, Tyson Fury said like his like worst point was after he beat Klitschko, right? So he's heavyweight champion of the world. He's like the man of the world. And then he's just like, well, like, what do I do now? And it all went down.
Yeah, it's the question, what next?
Exactly. That's probably what it is with people like with such goal what's the word? To have such strong goals. Goal driven, that's the word. When people are so goal driven, when they don't have any goals to reach, they're a bit like, hang on, this is a bit alien to me. Like I don't really know what to do now.
Also, I think as much as we have to have a goal and we have to pursue that goal, we can't necessarily link that goal to happiness. Definitely. So let's say like Connor, let's say you want to be like, say you want to be Mr. Olympia or get onto the Olympia stage, right? You like it's 100% good for you to have that goal. You need to have that goal, but also you can't just believe that when you become Mr. Olympia, you'll suddenly become a happy person and your life will suddenly be all sunshine and rainbows. I feel like a lot of people subconsciously think that, and then when they get there and they go home and they realize life is pretty much normal, then the depression sets in. I remember Eddie was saying about the 500 kilo deadlift.
Yeah, that's a good way
he went to a barbecue the next day or like a couple of days after, and it was at the barbecue where things were back to normal. Basically, he was like, wow, like what's going on? So I feel like
Dorian Yates said that as well. Dorian Yates, when he won the British Championship, when he won the Olympia, he was still getting the bus to the gym, and he was like, it's just normal. Like outside of that day or that evening on the stage, no one gives a shit. No one cares. Like obviously you'll get fans in that, but is the person down there going to think, oh, it's Mr. Olympia? Like they don't care. Like, it's normal. So that's when it's sure.
To try and like, obviously, like, if we're trying to allow a lot of people who are watching this to relate to this, I feel like what we're not trying to say that so a lot of these people, like a lot of idols that people are going to be looking up to, whatever it is you're into, not bodybuilding, anything. These people, you can't expect to think. If say you're in a really bad mental health state and you're just feeling like, oh, I don't know what to do, you can't overnight say, oh yeah, I'm gonna become like what this person, whatever, and be like your idol. You've got to, if you're in a situation, I feel like, again, we're not therapists, we're not psychologists, but I feel like you need to, yes, it's important to talk to other people, have discussions with other people, but I feel like you need to really understand, try your best. It's so hard. It's easy for us to say it because I mean, I haven't experienced it myself, but you really just have to try and think to yourself, right, what is it that's making me upset? What is it that's putting me in these poor situations, and how am I gonna change that? And then you just got to really try and understand yourself as best as possible. That's the best way to change it. And then that's the process of gradually thinking of, okay, how am I going to get out of these situations that make me sad? How am I going to get into situations which make me happy? And then applying that slowly and steadily and just gradually getting that change. Because you're not going to become, if you're in a really bad situation right now, you're not going to tomorrow be the happiest man alive. Like you've just got to gradually try and do your best. Yeah, and I mean, it's easy for us to say, but I can't imagine what some people.
I think a lot of people would say how it is a lot easier said than done.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, 100%.
Like you could just say be happy, but it is so much deeper.
100%. That's why it's so important to just literally little things, man. The tiniest things every single day.
It's getting like daily boxes ticked.
Literally, that's exactly what I'm saying.
Get all your daily goals completed. That means all your weekly goals are done, all your monthly goals, all your yearly goals. And they literally just add up. It's like a snowball effect. Take each day by each day. Don't think, tomorrow I'm going to do this. Do it now. Do it today.
One step at a time.
Yeah, exactly. One step at a time.
Literally.
You've got to walk before you can run.
It's like everything. Think about it. Someone told me this. Yeah. Everything is that big. Everything is that big. It's only a lot bigger if you make it bigger, but you can make everything that big.
I like Callum's not acronyms.
If you really want to.
Say
if you really want to. No, it's true though. It's true though.
No,
It's true,
100%.
It is true.
100%.
Put it like this. Put it like this.
100%.
Connor's goal of becoming Mr. Olympia, to him, that seems a really long period, and that seems that's going to take time. It isn't going to be easy. And all those hard hours and all that. You look back at it, wow, that was a long time, and you think, it's that big. But then if you look at it, when you're 80, I guarantee that time will go, you'll look back on it and you'll think, shit, that actually flew by quick and it looks that big. Do you know what I'm saying?
Also,
it's however big you want to make it.
Yeah.
It's
also,
however big you want to make it up there. That's all it is.
The goal is like, say, for calling like being Mr. Olympia or whatever, but really and truly the goal is like the next training session, because you have to break it like every single training session. I think this is another thing I'm going to talk about. Like, when you have big goals, right, it all comes down to just the one small decision, and those decisions add up over time. So I remember Arnold Schwarzenegger saying, like, a lot of people, when they're in the gym, you know, they're like, not sad, but like, they're angry to have to do another set or whatever, but he's glad he has to do another set because he knows that every single set gets him one step closer to his goal. So it's not necessarily about the goal. It is about the goal, but it's about your next decision.
100%.
So,
I think I can't remember who said this, but with goal setting, it's sort of similar to what I was saying earlier. But with goal setting, I'm just going to use bodybuilding as an example because it's easy to talk about.
Yeah.
Don't from the beginning. Don't be like, I'm going to be Mr. Olympia. I know I've said that, but I know that's my goal. Yeah. Don't say from day one I'm going to be Mr. Olympia. Say I want to win my first show, or I want to place in my first show. Then I want to win a show. Then I want to win it overall. Then I want to win the national championship, get my pro card, literally set it by little goals, and it will make it so much easier to get to the top.
Definitely. Because then you've got small, it's again about the short-term and long-term goals. You've got to just tick all these boxes like you were saying, man.
Yeah. I was listening to Jordan Peterson, who I think anyone watching this podcast will be a good person to listen to. And he was talking about being even like 10% better than you were the week before, or like literally just 1% better than how you were before, because when you think about it, like let's say your goal is like, I don't know, studying whatever, getting 3 A's in A levels, something like that, right? And at this current moment in time, you're doing no revision, 0 revision. You can't expect to go from that to doing 5 hours a day, being an absolute bookworm. But doing 10 minutes of revision the next day is a step forward, because where you're at now is 0. You can't expect to go from 0 to like the full level. So you have to build it up, and you have to see every small improvement as like a success. And there's like the positive reinforcement of that will push you forward and you'll improve.
And touching on that as well, trying to support that as well. If you say to yourself, all right, cool, tomorrow I'm going to do 10 minutes of revision. If you say to yourself, all right, tomorrow I'm going to get up and go for a run. As soon as you start, I promise you'll carry on doing it. You're going to carry on doing it. I think it's a rule of like, I don't know how many days. You like 30 days, make a habit or something. Probably
90 days, I think it is.
It's 66.
How long?
Oh yeah, 66. Yeah,
something like that. That's how long it takes to take a habit. But even if you're like saying to yourself, oh yeah, well, I remember when I was in like year 11 or 12, I can't remember what it was. I used to sometimes go to the gym in the morning, and waking up, and it's the hardest thing about it. As soon as you're up and you're walking to the gym, you're fine. You're completely fine. You're gonna have a good session. And then the benefits you reap after that is so much. It's so worth it in the end.
I think a lot of people as well. I think a lot of
No, go on.
Oh, sorry.
Go on.
I think a lot of people as well don't realize that. They think that us going to the gym, that we want to do it. Like, obviously we want to do it, but that every day it's easy for us going to the gym. Like, I want to go to the gym right now. And like, a lot of our mindset is, I want to go to the gym. But we do have those days where you think, I could do with a rest day today, man. Do with just sitting at home, watching Netflix. Like, just because we say it, it's that thing again. You might see on our social medias, we want to go gym all the time. Same with people at the top, they're always happy. But they ain't invincible. No one's invincible. No one is perfect. Everyone has those off days. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, it is an unusual thing. It doesn't mean you're like, oh no, I'm different. Everyone else can do it, but me. Like, everyone has those days. Everyone has those days
as well. when we were going to goals, we were talking about short-term goals. And
It's always Jamie.
Happen again. Go on.
Go on.
Right, talking about goals, you know, short-term goals, we're talking about the next set, the next session. We're talking, we're hitting these reps. Failure happens. Like, it happens to everyone. We can't take that one failure at the start of the session throughout the whole session. We have to go from that failure to saying, no, the next set's going to be the one.
Jamie knows that facts. Jamie knows that for me as well. Bro. I used to get so pissed off.
You'll both do this. When they don't get their first deadlift or that first bench press, they're like,
the second exercise. Woo!
I was actually depressed. Like, clinical depression. No, I was gonna say, I remember at a time specifically, I'd gone for a 3-plate bench at King's, yeah. I locked it out on one side, the other side hit the under bit of the rack, so I failed it, yeah. The next week, I go to try it again, I fail it, yeah. And after I failed it, I was literally like, that was the obviously first exercise, and I was like, what am I gonna do for the rest of this session, yeah? Like, I didn't want to do anything else. It was pushed there, like, I don't want to do this, I want to go home, right? But then I just stuck through, soldier through the session, and then the next week was a really good session. So I would say always keeping have the light in the end of the tunnel, if you get what I mean. Like, it might not seem amazing now, but the work you put in now is going to pay off at some point. It will pay off. And having that mindset will push you forward.
And the brain is the brain is such a powerful thing. Like, it's the craziest thing in the universe. So I think thinking if you why are you smiling?
My brother tried to come in again.
If one little thought in your head. One little thought in your head could literally change everything. So it's about really trying, and again, it's easier said than done, I know, but just really trying to force yourself to do it, because then when you do it, you're going to be happy about it. And just the smallest things can either negatively affect you or positively affect you. So you've always really got to try and just veer towards what you know makes you happy, what you know is positive for you, because then you're gonna grow better and be happier as a person.
I think if you're stuck in like a rut of not knowing what to do, especially in lockdown, like you said, Elliot, think about the things that make you happy before this happened, and what you normally do in your day-to-day basis or routine, and just try to implement it every day, at least like a small bit of it every day that will make you happy. Like, forget what other people think. If it makes you happy, do it. Like, no one, like, realistically, when we all started these Instagram pages for fitness or whatever, at the very beginning, people took a piss. People did.
Easy, yeah, 100%. Me and Elliot were talking about this the other day. But you carried on doing it, and then as soon as you start enjoying it and really, really find it that you love it, you don't care what people think. You don't care.
Trust me.
And soon enough, those people will shut up and actually support you. Or
more time more time when you're actually doing something good with it. They're telling
ask for tips.
And I rate this. I'll shout.
I remember going to school. People would mock like the bodybuilding poses and that, because they didn't really understand it. They would just mock it, and then they would say dumb stuff like, "Why does your back look like a triangle?" I'm like, "That's the point. That's the point."
Bro, and I remember, when I start, I remember there was a picture I had of my arm. Yeah, this was before I was young as well. Like, I wasn't young, but like I wasn't big, but for like I got the nice angles. I think I was like year 11 or something, and then some people would be like, "Oh, that's disgusting." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. It's sick though, isn't it?"
That's the point.
Oh, good.
You kind of froze.
I've been going for a bit, and it's like quite long now. So have we got any final points?
Oh no, you're calm.
All right, well, we've got the time remaining on the Zoom call. There's 5 minutes left, but we got about 3 minutes until this.
We've only been going for like 24, 23 minutes, you know.
Yeah.
I think when you find it easy to talk about something, time goes so quickly.
Yeah. 100%. Should we touch on quickly bodybuilding related mental health issues, so like body dysmorphia and stuff like that?
Yeah, and can we link into that sort of like the social media side to it? I'm not saying like social media in general.
That's hugely impacted.
Yeah, how looking at these other bodybuilders is going to affect you, etc. That's
the main thing.
We ain't got a long list.
Come on.
From what I was going to say, I remember when I first started out, I've been looking at guys like Ryan Casey and things like that. When he was 16, 17, and I was like 14, looking like him, and I was like, what? Like, how is he so big? Like, and it was actually, I remember looking in the mirror and looking at myself like, why did I not look like him? the thing is, I feel like social media is good because you get inspiration, but at the same time, it can be quite negative for your overall like mental health because you're continually comparing yourself. So I would say taking the focus off of them and taking it onto you, but again, it's easier said than done. Any of you have something you want to say on that?
Literally, what were you going to say? So,
well, I was just going to say the thing about like not comparing yourself to others and thinking about like how much more experience they have compared to you. Like, it's the whole comparing your chapter 1 to someone's chapter 50.
And trying to just link mental health as a whole into this kind of whole conversation within the social media, etc. I just think like, why do I always forget what I'm going to say when I'm midway through a thought? It's actually mad. Wait, let me think.
I'll quickly touch on what I said. Yeah, I think something gets very confused in like today's like society. There's a difference between wanting to be like someone and wanting to be someone. There's a very big difference.
Definitely.
A lot of people nowadays, they see someone and they be, I want to be him. I want to be him. And when that doesn't happen, maybe because obviously everyone's muscles grows in different ways. Some people, genetics, And when that doesn't happen, that puts some people down. I think what people need to realize is you don't want to be them because you want to be yourself. You want to be you, but maybe you want to be like them in the sense of you want to have the same mentality as them. You want to kind of have a good gym body like them, but you don't want to be them. You want to be yourself in your own way, but have that same idea of
drive.
Do you know what I'm saying? I think that gets confused quite a lot.
What I was that's 100% true. And what I was going to say is that touching on like looking at other people and stuff, it's one of them ones. Not everyone, if we're talking purely from our brains, not genetics about our muscles or anything like that, but purely genetics from our brains. Some people just, and I feel so bad. Like it hurts to think that there's some people who just, no matter what people say to them, no matter how good their life actually is, like some people just can't see that good, and that's just so hard to think. Like, obviously with recent situations that has happened, and it's just one of them ones. Like, not everyone is the same. You can't look at someone who's every day waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning, working out, do this routine schedule, revising, etc., doing all this stuff. It must be so hard for them to look at someone like that and be like, why can't I do that? Like, I haven't got the motivation. I haven't got, like, my mindset's just not positive enough towards doing that. And it's just such a hard subject to talk about, because for someone to just be like to them, oh yeah, just think positive, try to be happy.
It's not going to work like that.
Just do it. Like, it's not that easy, and that's just such a tough thing to talk about, because again, we can't just say talk to other people, because really deep down, that's like, I don't know, man.
Right. Before, because I think this is going to end in a minute, because it says less than a minute. I just want to say thank you for listening to anyone that's watching now. And if you do need to talk to anyone, for me, definitely, my DMs are open. You can
definitely
speak to us. Do it. If you need to speak to a family member, do it. Again, Luke's link is in the description to go donate to his family. But yeah, thank you for watching. And
stay strong, everyone in lockdown. Stay strong, everyone.
Love.